Good morning and happy Tuesday. So I've been thinking, like I always do, about this concept of change and why it's so difficult. And I talked yesterday about letting go, and it's funny because I have a group text with me and my kids, my two kids, and they were having a disagreement, right? And they had 2 points of view, and each one of them, texted a link to information that confirmed what it is that they believed, or what it was, their point they were trying to make. And it's interesting because we do this all the time. When we believe something to be true, or if this is our theory, this is our hypothesis, or whatever, we can find things to prove our point, no matter what our point is, no matter how obscured it is. Like, whatever it is that you believe, you will find evidence to back that up. And in psychology, we call that confirmation bias. And just an everyday example, have you ever noticed, like, if you purchase a new car, you start to see that car everywhere. You never saw it before, but now that you have one, or that color, right? You got a particular color. Now you can't stop seeing it everywhere. I know as a child we used to play that game when we went on trips. How many yellow cars could you find, or how many yellow buggies can you find, right? We'd have to count them. And then without realizing it, they'd be everywhere, right? We're like, oh, there's a lot of them. We didn't notice that before. Because your brain will search for things to verify, to confirm what you believe to be true. Now, it goes a little bit deeper in why it does that. It does that because it wants us, there's a lot of reasons, and I'm not going to get into that. But one of the things that I bring this up, because this concept of change, and one of the reasons why it's so difficult, is because when we are in a habit of doing something and we are going to break that habit, it's going to be uncomfortable, right? Once you even recognize that there's something that needs to be changed, you start to feel uncomfortable, even before you start changing it, right? So just recognizing, becoming aware, becoming awoken, something like that. Becoming aware of what needs to be changed, just that in itself can be very stressful. And what happens is the body does not like to feel stressful. It wants to keep us comfortable because it equates stress to unsafe, right? So it wants to keep us safe inevitably. And so what it will do is it will come up with evidence of why we should stay the same. It will come up with excuses of why we shouldn't change. It will actually find them. And remember what I said, when you want to find something, when you have a belief of something, you will find evidence for it, regardless of how obscure it is. You want to find evidence why addiction is not a disease, you will find it. You want to find evidence that addiction is a disease, you will find it. You want to find evidence that the sky is blue, you will find it. You want to find evidence that the sky is actually not blue, you will find that too. And so no matter what it is, you will find evidence for it. And so when we're changing, we become uncomfortable, we send stress signals to the brain, and the brain goes, oh, it's unsafe, let's find a way to make her safe. Oh, you can't do that, you're not smart enough. Oh, you can't do that, that's a lot of work. You can't do that, that's too hard, right? You can't do that. You don't like eating vegetables. You rather eat sweets. Sweets make you feel good. Coffee gives you energy. You don't want to drink water. And it happens in almost a subconscious level that we don't even recognize it. Obviously, we're not saying it out loud. We're not interpreting it verbatim. So these conversations are going in our minds undetected. They're happening automatically, and they happen within seconds. So when we are trying to change a behavior, when we're facing something that we have to change or something we have to let go, we become uncomfortable, and our brain will come up with excuses or evidence on why we should or shouldn't do something. Just something to think about. I know in psychology, when we want to prove a hypothesis, we actually try to disprove it. So we look for evidence on the contrary of what we believe to be true. And if we cannot find that, or we do a lot of scientific testing and whatnot, and if it doesn't pan out to work out, then inevitably, in turn, that will prove our hypothesis by not being able to disprove it. I don't know if that makes sense. And so just recognizing the fact that change is stressful, and when our body's stressed, it will find evidence to why we shouldn't change, excuses to why we shouldn't change or why we should stay the same. And it's our job to recognize that and say, BS. Like, I know you're trying to keep me safe, but that's just an excuse. If I want to own a home, if I want to make money, I know that I need to go to work. I know that I need to do certain things, right? And by making excuses and not doing what you know you need to do, you don't achieve your goals. And so part of changing behaviors to achieve your goal is recognizing the confirmation bias and the excuses that we are making in order not to change and why that happens. I hope this helps. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, if you like my videos, to hit the subscribe button, to hit the like button, follow me on Facebook or Instagram under Recovery Enthusiast or Doreen Cunha. Check out my website on recoveryenthusiast.com. I got some great stuff up there. Remember to let the people that you love know that you love them. Send them that text, give them that call. I'm sitting in a parking lot talking to myself, or at least it appears to be, so people are looking at me. But that's okay. I'm good with that. Have an awesome day. Stay blessed. And until next time, peace.